my name is Jeannie, and this is Jeannie Goes to the Movies, and I have my co-host here back on his co-hosting duties, Bacon. So he just jumped up because he wants to be part of the video. So today I will be talking about the top 5 reasons why I didn't like the James Bond film No Time to Die. So No Time to Die, I didn't see it in the theater. I just watched it at home, the streaming rental thing. And I don't know. I should have at least watched it in the theater, but at the same time, I wasn't really looking forward to it. I didn't really see the reviews, but I think someone leaked last year during the pandemic that he was going to die or they were going to kill him off, his character off. And I just really wasn't excited to see that. And also, last year there was a controversy as well, or like a couple years ago, with Daniel Craig stating that he hated playing James Bond, and that really just ruined it for me. Because Casino Royale was actually is my favorite. It actually is my favorite James Bond film. It had a perfect story, perfect romance, perfect action, perfect actors, perfect villain, and the perfect love story and the tragedy. Who can forget Vesper Green? And there's a lot of chemistry between Daniel Craig and the actress Eva Green. So it was just like really, really great movie, and I was really excited. But and I was just waiting for James Bond to get better, but it never really did. And it was just like they reached their peak too soon, and they just reached the peak and could never reach it again. And I think, based on my opinion, and this is like No Time to Die. If you have not seen this, do not watch this video because this will have spoilers. No Time to Die is basically the lowest point of this franchise. And that's saying a lot because I am a fan of the James Bond films. My father, he made us watch when we were kids. He owns the collection. That's like, I think James Bond is 59 years of James Bond movies, and maybe close to a dozen actors that played the character of James Bond, and almost 30 movies of James Bond. And it's just really iconic, and it's really something that you would call British, like a real British import. And it's really important, iconic for the British people. And and sadly for the franchise to end this way, it's just not good. So number 5, the performances were just dialed in. So Daniel Craig already expressed that he wasn't interested in playing James Bond anymore. So his performance seemed dialed in. He was very disinterested, very bored actually, and the scenes were just like going through the motions. And even the bad guy was just really a bad guy. I'm not saying that he's bad or evil. I'm just saying he's really bad. No offense to Rami Malek, or Rami Malek. He is a good actor. In fact, he won an Oscar, but he just cannot play a bad guy, or evil guy. He just didn't appear evil, and it was just, I don't know. I wasn't really. He didn't have his best performance here for sure, and I guess he can't channel evil. I don't know, or maybe it depends on the director too, or the script, whatever. And the actress that plays the love interest, so the love interest's name is Madeline or Madeline, and it's played by the character is played by the actress Léa Seydoux. I hope I pronounced that well. She's French. She literally also her acting is okay. It's just really, just meh. But mostly the dialed in performance is coming from Daniel Craig, who seems very bored and he just wants to get through with the movie, and it really shows. Number 4, there's literally no chemistry, like literally no chemistry between the love interest, Madeline and James Bond, even with the actors themselves. That it's just like it feels like manufactured chemistry. It feels like it's forced chemistry. It also feels like a father-daughter chemistry. Actually, not because of the age gap, but there's just really nothing there. And also, if you have not seen the movie, don't proceed because I'll be providing spoilers. So anyway, even with James Bond realizing that he has a kid, he doesn't have chemistry with a little child who has his blue eyes. So nothing, no chemistry, nothing, nada, zilch. But I must say though that there is chemistry between the supporting cast, Ray Fiennes, Naomie Harris, um, and the guy that plays Q. So those are the redeeming values or redeeming qualities of the film, that the supporting cast, they are not dialing in their performance. They're still doing their best. So Ray Fiennes is M. He's still great. I mean, he can never do any wrong. He's just a great actor. Yeah, actually he did really he had a really bad role in that Jennifer Lopez film. I forgot the name. Oh my god, it's like so long ago. But yeah, that was his worst performance. But other than that, he is great. Like even as Voldemort, he's like scary. Um, and Naomie Harris is Money Penny. There's just a chemistry, and Q, the guy that plays Q, the supporting cast, they have chemistry, but unfortunately, the main characters supposedly the main characters or the love interest James Bond and Madeline, maybe Madeline, they don't have chemistry at all. Nada, zilch. Nothing like Vesper Green and James Bond. Number three, the story just really sucked. Instead of going for like the virus angle, they went for biochemical weapons and nanobots. It was just really convoluted, and it was like a bunch of double crossing, and then to find out that M was employing like a Russian scientist who also worked for the evil guy, and it was like a lot of double crossing. Uh, with the CIA, they were after the same thing, and they were, fighting with MI6. I think is it MI6? I don't know, with the British intelligence, whatever. And it's just convoluted, and the bad guy, who is not really a bad guy. He's like just a meh bad guy. And yeah, or maybe it just isn't me, but I did notice to the fans of Squid Games, and I am a fan of Squid Games. I noticed that I think they're on the same Squid Game island. So I swear with the island and the bad guy with the mask, and also with the workers that were wearing red hoodies and masks. It reminds me of Squid Game Island for some reason, which is yeah. So even their story is borrowed from someone else. I don't know who came first, but yeah, it really just wasn't an ideal story. And then James Bond having a baby, and he was like a absentee dad for all those 5 years, is really like it sucks. It doesn't really bring it doesn't give the actor, or not actor, but the character, a good send off, because this is literally a send off. Number two, the actor himself. So Daniel Craig, we all know that he became the latest James Bond, and that he was just really, when he came out, that people were just talking about him like he was buff, blonde, and had blue eyes. So he was really not the James Bond that anybody expected, but because of his performance in Casino Royale, he was just really amazing there. And he is really just sexy and just intriguing, really wonderful acting there. It was the top notch. But then when um, he expressed it, he just expressed his like, what you call that, his opinion that or he just basically said that he didn't want to play James Bond anymore, but it was in a manner that wasn't really graceful. And it was in a manner that seemed like he was ungrateful, that he played James Bond. He said he was tired of playing James Bond. It just seems like such a disservice for the fans, especially fans like me that have really loved the franchise. And I'm sure as well, I don't know how the British people felt about him, but yeah, he James Bond is iconic. He represents, if Superman is to America, James Bond is to Great Britain, or the UK. So he really did represent that. And as an actor, you have to be aware that you have a lot of weight on your shoulders, but he just it was like a tantrum or something, and I really didn't like it. And I hope when they recast him, and I hope they retain the characters, the supporting characters. I hope they recast, or cast an actor that actually appreciates the value of James Bond and is actually a fan of the franchise. Someone who will enjoy playing James Bond and someone who's not throwing tantrums. We don't need that. It just seems very, I don't know, lacks grace. That's all I can say. I don't want to say anything more negative than that, but it seems ungrateful, especially for super fans like me. I've literally seen all of the James Bond films, and I grew up watching the James Bond films, and my dad is the reason why I watched James Bond, because he just played it like, I don't know, every month probably. I don't know. I remember it was like a lot of James Bond films, and he has the collection, and he was just playing it over and over and over, and until I'm like, what is this movie? Okay, I'm gonna watch it. And then I got into it, and I just grew up watching it, and I grew up appreciating it. Not at first, of course, when you're a kid, like, yeah. And then there's like, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, of course, Sean Connery, the iconic Sean Connery. And I think Sean Connery at one point also became ungrateful for his role as James Bond. And the only reason why he became really, really famous is because of James Bond. But I don't know what's wrong with these actors sometimes. Because I have, unlike the Harry Potter franchise with the kids, and they're no longer kids, but they're still very grateful. The actors are very grateful. I actually met one of them in the Comic-Con. One of the guys that play the bad guy, he plays Rupert Malfoy. He was really nice in person, and although he was typecast as villain, he was really very, very gracious, and he really appreciated the opportunity that the franchise Harry Potter has given on him. And as you can see, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, they're still like very grateful for the franchise, and you can really see that they respect the fans, and they appreciate the fans. And I mean, that's how it should be, because I join Comic Cons and stuff. I'm just really a fan, and I really want to meet the celebrities, and I just want to know as well that I want to feel that these celebrities really appreciate what they're doing, and the kind of cool, their job is cool, man. It's cool. They get paid well. I mean, the stars get paid well, and they play pretend, and that's really cool. That's the coolest job in the world, and to not be grateful for that, it just, it sucks. Number one, the ending. So we already knew, I guess, that he was gonna die, and it was just really sucky. But the way he died was kind of like, oh, okay. So there's rockets or missiles that's gonna land on the island, and he's just gonna take it. Just because he's infected with nanobots and he can't touch his family anymore, or because he will kill his family, whatever. Anyway, why can't they just give the guy a happy ending? He's been through a lot with, since Casino Royale. Just give him a happy ending. He deserves a happy ending. And I don't know if you guys have seen Alias. It is spy film. I think she works for the CIA, and their character Sydney Bristow. They after many seasons, they just finally gave her a happy ending, and she walked off into the sunset. Had a happy ending. Why can't they just do that for James Bond as well? I know they wanted to just get rid of him, but get rid of him in a way that's really graceful and just deserving of the character, because it's just really bad. And anyway, yeah, the movie is not all that bad because there's redeeming qualities. There's one scene, or the scenario of the scene of Paloma in Cuba, played by Ana de Armas. So she's really cool, and she has that. She plays Paloma, who is like just 3 weeks that graduated from spy school. After 3 weeks, and she's really um, or who has been a spy for just 3 weeks, and she just or recently graduated whatever from spy school, and she was really grateful, and she was happy to do it, and she was excited, and that just in contrast to James Bond, who was just like meh. you know and yeah, and they actually did have chemistry. I don't know why they didn't make her the what you call that, the love interest, because they really had a lot of chemistry, and I was surprised that you know they didn't choose her or pick her. And it was really cool, the scene where she was there. It was cool, and I think she had more chemistry than the love interest. Her character and James Bond, character, or James Bond, had more chemistry than the main love interest. And then another one that I liked is the female 007, played by Lashana Lynch. So she plays Naomie, and she is the new 007, because apparently James Bond has disappeared and then decided to live in Jamaica or something. And then she really has a commanding presence, and you can really believe that she can kick ass. She's very muscular, very powerful woman, and she just is commanding, and it's you can really it's believable that she can take over the mantle of James Bond, or the 007. uh, but yeah, she didn't have a lot of screen time. They didn't really focus on her, which is such a shame. I mean, it would have been good to have. I mean, she was still the sidekick, but in a way, her role wasn't that pronounced, or it was just not that. It was poorly executed. They could have done more with her character. So anyway, oh yeah, and also another thing I loved about this is, of course, Europe as a backdrop, especially Italy and other parts of Europe, is always amazing. And I hope that moving forward, the new James Bond, if they reboot it, and I'm sure they're gonna reboot it, they will showcase more of Europe and the wonderful sceneries, because that's really what makes it James Bond, James Bond. They really set it in actual locations and have stunts. It's not all special effects, because like it seems more organic that way, and I like it that way too. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and if you are listening to this in a podcast, Jeannie Goes to the Movies, please do subscribe, and if you're on YouTube, please do like and subscribe. And so this channel is like basically where I put all my other podcasts in. So it's not just going to be about movies, it's going to be talking about other topics as well. And but mainly most of my podcasts, I interview authors, I talk about other stuff, other topics, coaching. It's not all movies in this main channel, but if you just want to listen to all movie reviews or movie related news or anything like that, just go to my podcast. Jeannie Goes to the Movies. It's on Spreaker. I will provide a show note below. And also, yeah, if you're interested in checking out my website. It's www.homeofgenie.com. I post all my books there. I'm also an author on Amazon, and I write contemporary fiction. And thank you very much for watching and or listening. Have a nice day.
Bond, any thug can kill. I have to know I can trust you.
Well, I understand double O's have a very short life expectancy.
You're a kite dancing in a hurricane, Mr. Bond.
Is this really what you want? Always alone?
We used to be able to get into a room with the enemy. Now they're just floating in the ether.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of you.
Oh my God. Target enough people.
And the people become the weapon.
Who is he?
James, you don't know what this is.
James Bond, licensed to kill, in love with Madeleine Swan. I could be speaking to my own reflection. Only your skills die with your body. And life is all about leaving something behind, isn't it?
Come on, Bond. Where the hell are you?
Okay.
If we don't do this, there will be nothing left to save.
I have to finish this. You ever flown like this?
No.